Okay. I'm very sorry.
Okay, so good evening, everyone. GM morning, wherever you are. Today we'll be looking at distributed validators, DVT, and yeah, we'll be looking at the Obol DV Launchpad, how to set up your distributed validator node. In a simple sense, what that means is that initially, right from when we started, you would actually be running your own node individually. When your node goes off, you actually get penalized for that, right? So, but in this case, is that there are three, four, five, six, seven, eight of you, depending on how many people, as you would see. What it means is that four of you can decide to run one validator key. The advantages of that is that, first of all, when one of you goes offline, for the fact that there are three other people online, you would not be penalized. The system would still show that, okay, you guys are actively involved in the node processing, validation, and other stuff. That is the advantage of distributed validator. In simple sense, let me just break this down, is what this means is there's a minimum requirement for you to show up. So just take this to be like a classroom, whereby for your lecturer to take or the teacher to take an attendance, there need to be either four of you or a minimum of three of you. So if there are three individuals there with one person absent, he sees all of you as like, okay, you are all present. He would actually tick all your names that you're present. But the minimum requirement is 3 out of 4. If it is 5 out of 4, there's 6 out of 5, and there's 7 out of 5 too. I think we'll also see that. That is the simple term for distributed validator. So you share the responsibility. That helps you in downtime. Probably you have network issues. 3 others that have good network at that particular point in time would still be working until you join back the system. So what we are simply doing is, this still has the whole processes of running a node, which you all know. I would not go through that again. You all know how to run a node using different tools, it Docker, it Pillar, Stereo, and so many other tools. You can either do them directly, GetRed, Nimbus, Bosu, and all that clients. First of all, the main thing has been done, which is running your node. You now want to look at, how do I run a node in a group kind of form, whereby four of us get to identify as one person on the blockchain. That's what we are simply just doing today. So we are showing you how to set this up and also how to join. So we'd also create the group and we would also join using different wallets. So first of all, this is it. This is the DV Launchpad on Obol, and we'll be working with Holiski. Currently, I think they should be launching Hoodie very soon, but this is Holiski. So as you can see, you can go solo, which is all what we have been doing before, or you can go as a group, as a distributed validator. So this is the landing page. First of all you just need to do, let me disconnect this. You just need to connect your wallet. Let's go MetaMask. And yeah, this is popping. I hope you can all see my screen. Let's switch accounts. Let's not make use of that. Get this other wallet so we could be in order. So I have 4 wallets here. I could decide to go with the first one and then connect using the first wallet. So let's connect. And yeah, so we have connected. You now need to choose one. Create a distributed validator alone, deposit and activate validators, and create a cluster with a group. So we'll start this, then we would not do this because all what you have been doing that alone. So you could also come here and just click. The process is very simple, and deposits would also get to this part. So first of all, let's create a cluster with a group. So this is the whole procedure. When you click on that, you click on next. And yeah, you can also read this. I've read this several times. You are creating a distributed validator. You'll be responsible for setting up all those stuff, invitation, and all that. All you just need to do is to click on what? Get started. So this is what? Proof of stake Ethereum. You read all this. I accept, which is all that. And you can also understand, but make sure you read this. State validator one homology 32 all that, which you all know the requirement to stake your 32 but if you're going through Lido CSM, either 2.5 or 1 ETH to do that. This is a launch pad, all that stuff. You read them, learn about it, and I'll just click on confirm and accept. So this is it. Now, if you remember, I said in the classroom, we can either be 4 or a minimum of 3 for the tutor to actually take our presence as take our physical appearance to be present, right? So we can also increase that to be 4 out of 5. So if we are just 4, if we were meant to be 5, but 4 of us can show up for the class, then we'll take that, okay, yeah, we can now have the class, right? We can increase that to 4 out of 6. So we can be 4, or we can be 5, or we can be 6. We would all what be present in the class. And we can also go as high as 5/7. So we can have 5 people operating the node or 7 people. So out of that 7, if 2 goes down, you would not be penalized. It would still show that you are active, including those 2. By the time they check the block scan and the dashboard, they would actually see that, okay, yeah, this node is actually running. Why? Others are actually online. So this is what it means. You can go as 6/8 and as high as that. So for us, we'll be going for 4, which is the threshold, the number of nodes that need to be functioning for the validator to stay active. So a minimum of 3 and a maximum of 4. Now I need to put in node operators. This is where you put in your wallet address. Now I'll just say use my address, which is this one that is currently connected, and I need to copy the other wallet addresses. So this is it. Just open my MetaMask and get the rest. So I'll switch to the second wallet, copy this, paste it here, get the other one, third, which, so the person doing this would actually, you would send all your wallet to that person. So one person would have to create it, which is what I'm doing here. And then I assumed I got all this wallet address from our group. So this is it. As soon as you're done, so how many validator key do you want to set? If you could remember our previous class on Friday, we learned how to create validator keys and all that. So the more validator keys, the more ETH you would stake. So let's go with 32 ETH, which is one validator key, which all of us would be running, and we would be sharing the reward that comes from this one validator key. So this is what we have. Now it says, what is your Chevron client ENR, right? So this is your public key and encoded networking info starting with ENR. So this is where we generate. I'll show you how to generate this. Now let's move into that. So for you to be able to generate your ENR, all you just need to do is to, now let's SSH into our node, right? This is now our node. So let's make a directory called wallet1. So this is for wallet 1. But why I am actually doing this on one node is because I don't want to switch between 4 different nodes. So that is why I'm doing this on one node. But on a real world use case, each of you would have to do this individually, but you don't need to create this wallet 1. I just did this so that we could have like one single structure for it. So this is it. Make wallet one. So your ENR, if you click on this, it would actually direct you to the tab how to create your ENR or page not found. This is where the page is. Let me paste that here. So this is the page. I would also be dropping the documentation for this. So this is it. To create your ENR, all we just need to do, and keep this by the side and have our terminal here. Zoom in. Good. So all you just need to do is to copy this wallet. So let's cd into wallet one, paste that here. So we would actually clone this code, and then it says what? Cd into the file. So we cd. Oops, sorry about that. So we cd into that, and then we run this docker command. So if you could remember, we need to add sudo, and then we run this command. So as you can see, for me, I already had this before, but for you, it would actually show something like pulling images, configuring images and all that. Then you get this command. So this is your ENR. So for the purpose of this tutorial, you can see it is actually public. So as soon as we're done, as usual, I get rid of it. So I can just copy this, which is my ENR for wallet one. So each and every one of you would actually do this, but not now. So the first person creating the group cluster would actually do this. Then now, all I just need to do is to come back here, and then let me make this full screen, and we can paste in the ENR here. So as soon as we're done, now address that will reclaim validator principal after exit. So as soon as you're exiting, the wallet that will receive the money that was deposited, this is it. Reward split after each recipient address and their share ownership must add to 100%. So what this means is that this is where you split the reward. So this is it. So let me copy this wallet. By default, we're giving 1% to Obol, and then this is the first user. I think we can go back up and copy the second user, which is this. Paste that here. The third user, which we have here. And then we have the last user. So this is 4 out of 4 or 3 out of 4, the threshold. So let's set it. So we could decide to give this guy 25%, and this other should have maybe 16%, and this one should have 28%, depending on, probably you feel this guy has more internet connection and stable lights with all that stuff. You're probably sure that his system would not go offline. Then you can now give this guy a 30%. And then you're sure that this guy also, he would not go offline. So this is just the person you are being skeptical that he might probably go offline due to network or weather or something. So you can also make it equal 25, 25, 25, 24, depending on what you want. But let's just leave this like this. So this sums up to 100. And then, yeah, we forgot to give our validator a node. So a name. Let's call this NodeBridge V1. So this is our cluster name, NodeBridge V1. So we could come down, create cluster, and then we just need to confirm that this is right. And yeah, we can now deploy split reward contract. We are now deploying the contract. So our MetaMask should pop up for us to sign the signature for that. Network. Okay, I need some network fee for that. So let me just send some Holiski to that wallet. Oh, not this. Copy this and switch to this, so we could send to wallet 1. Oh no, from 2 to 1. Let's send 1 ETH for transaction fee. Confirm, and this should now have, so let's just give this maybe 1 minute and we should have 1 ETH. Yeah, so as you can see, there's a confirmation here. So this, we can now go back and click on this. So we're just paying for the gas fee for deploying the smart contract. Yep, so we now have the gas fee to pay for our transaction. And let's wait for that to deploy. Shouldn't take much time. So I hope you're following. Please remember, if you're a bit confused, just unmute yourself and ask me any question. I would go back and explain. Yep, our contract has now been deployed. We can also that on Holiski. This is our contract address, and we can move forward now. Successfully deployed. We can now confirm and sign the transaction. So confirm, MetaMask pops up, and we sign the last transaction, and then we confirm. So with that, we have successfully created the group cluster. So all we need to do now, if you could remember, we got 3 other wallets. So I'm the admin that created this. So we got 3 other wallets. Let's now send this to our friends for them to join this transaction. So let's check. As you can see, I'm the only one who have accepted the request. So let's now send this to every other person that gave us their wallet address. So let's switch this to user 2 and paste this here. So we now assume this is user 2 now. We are now on user 2. User 2 now gets in the request, and okay, so we need to switch wallets. Let's get user 2. So let's now connect user 2. So this is user 2. You just paste in that URL, you would get to this page. You can now accept. I understand. You make sure you read this, confirm, and then accept, and then as soon as you have done that, you will now be brought to this page where you also have to put in your own ENR. So as you can see, we also do the same thing, which is what we have here. We could simply just have a terminal for user 2, and then user 2 has now SSH'd into his own terminal. Then we clear the logs, then we make directory wallet 2, we cd into wallet 2. You don't need to make this directory on different systems. So I'm just doing this because we are making use of one single system. So this is it. We clone the GitHub repo. As soon as we are done, we cd into the repo, and then we run the command to generate our ENR. So this is for wallet 2. Let's now copy this. Copy, come back here, paste this confirm and sign. So this is what, after sending the link to every other person, probably you have a group on Telegram, you just send it to them. They would follow this same procedure. So don't think of creating 4 of this, each of you. That will be if 4 of you do that, that will be like 16. No, I'm just doing this because I cannot be switching between different nodes and then trying to do this. It would actually waste time. So that is why I'm all doing this all by myself. So as soon as one person creates the group, he sends the link to others. Then they also follow this procedure and then creates the link. So as you can see, wallet 2 has accepted. So let's assuming we've sent the link to wallet 3. Let's switch this to the third person, connect. As you can see, the process remains the same. Accept, I understand, accept, I understand, accept, and then I confirm and I understand. Same here, you need to create the ENR. So let's do the same thing. This is now wallet 3. He now SSH into his own node. So let's make directory wallet 3 cd into wallet 3, and now same thing follows. Let's do this one more time. Paste that here. Do this and oops, sorry about that. Sorry. Let me get this. Copy and oh, we forgot our sudo. So sudo, and then this is for wallet 3. So this is what each and everyone would be doing, but once. So the person with wallet 1 would actually do it for wallet 1. The person with wallet 2 will do it for wallet 2. Person with wallet 3 will do it for wallet 3. So this is it. Wallet 3 now is now signing his own transaction, and yep, we're getting there. We can now confirm and sign. So this is it. Let's go back. As you can see, so the last wallet is now left. So we repeat the same process. You reach out to the person in charge of wallet 4 and then ask him what's up. So he's trying to set up his own. He gets to the page, we accept, follow the same procedure, and yeah, we're almost done with this. Accept and ENR. Same thing. He gets to his node, clear the logs, make the IR wallet 4, CD wallet 4, and let's repeat the process. Clone, copy this, paste this here, and the last but not the least, sudo, and we paste this. So this is now your ENR wallet 4. Copy this, come back here, paste, and we are now good to go. So let's now sign the transaction. So I think at this junction, I'll just pause a bit. If you have a question, feel free to ask. So as you can see, we have successfully created. Let's come back here, and when you refresh this, you should have a success. I think this should be the page. Yes, so this is it. So yeah, is somebody speaking?
Yeah, Casey, nice one. I kind of came in a bit late, yeah. So
Okay.
I I don't know if you could. I've seen what you did, but I don't know if you could like give a short brief on what this is. But I think by my understanding, it is like you running a validator but in pairs now, like forming a cluster of team where you guys can, validate um nodes. Yeah, you have your nodes running and you can validate. I don't know if I'm in sync or if there is anything I'm
Yeah, yeah,
forgetting.
yeah. You're in sync. So what we are just doing is, initially all the processes we have been going through, both from setting up your node to staking to validating, it is you, the individual. When your system goes down, you get penalized for it, right? When it is
Yes,
on, you get the full reward. So what this is doing is that to eliminate that process whereby you are the only one. So with this now, you can now be four, whereby the minimum is three. If one person goes down, probably his network or rain or the system crashed, anything can happen. But for the fact that you have three other people online, you would still be rewarded. So you would still be online, you would still be active, and you would still be mining your nodes. So let me get a link from the Telegram channel for Gnosis Chain and then show you something on that. So this is the Gnosis chain, as you can see. Okay, there's no, where do I see the chart for? Yes, good. So this is it. So at this junction, this on the April 5th, the node was actually down. So we were actually penalized. Why? Because this is not a distributed validator node. This node is fully responsible for running one GNO. It is responsible for the full reward. It must be online. It must be, so it is not depending on any other cluster, any other teammate. But if we had three other people online, and then the period that this node was off, it would not be down, it would still be up. You would still have the bar facing up, showing that you were still active. So that is the advantage of distributed validator.
but
And
this
then
time around, your rewards are being splitted into four persons.
yes, yeah, it's splitted into between four. The advantage is that when you now want to run probably a huge amount, probably let me say you have 400 GNO, and then you don't want to go offline a bit, you can decide to split it. And again, sometimes that 32 it, you might not have the amount alone. So, but by the time you bring up four of you now, okay, one person has 8 each, one person has 10 each, one person has 12 each. When you all sum it up, it now gets to 32. You can now stake because why? One person can do it, but now four of you now add up that amount. That is also an advantage of distributed validator. You cannot make up the amount. So also for this one GNO, for now it is very cheap that four of you can afford it. Somebody can come with his $10, another person with his $50, another person with his $40, and then you add up to some. I think one GNO now is at seat is at 110, so 110 USD. So you guys can still form up, get 110 USD. Then you split all these prices, all this. This is the reward. You split them, and this is where is that? Um, supposed okay. This is on automatic withdrawal. So I set this on automatic withdrawal. So when I get to the wallet that is in charge of this, I would see all the compiled wallet, and also here, I forgotten where to click to show the whole income. So this is the daily income. I could also see the general income from when it has been running till date. So you get to split that. So the advantages is that the system, you would not get penalized. Two, you get to stake huge amounts by contributing to sum up to that 32 it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But this time around
So
is on Genesis, yeah.
Yeah, this is on Gnosis.
Okay. So what's the highest number you can have for shared validators?
Okay, we were seeing it can go as high as 8, 7, 9. Let's see that. I think it can get as high as possible. Let me copy this. So let me get to the dashboard again. Holisky dashboard configuration. We can get as possible. Oh, I would have to go through the process again. I think probably 9, 10, huge numbers. But you preferably you keep it at a good amount where you also have your reward and then you have a good amount of individuals in your group. So that is also good. So you also have to be flexible on that too. So do you now understand the whole process?
Yes, I understand. The whole system requirements still stands here.
Yes, yes. Because you would be running the actual node. So all what I've been doing is just the process. So you would actually set up your node, each of you, your node would actually be running.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Yeah. That's why I made use of the server where my nodes are running. So this is wallet 4, this is wallet 4, this is where his node is actually running and all that stuff. So this is it. So now, as soon as the four of you have all connected, this is now the command you need to run. So what this command does is that it gets to connect all the nodes together. So you have to run this at the same time. What do I mean by at the same time? So I'll copy this. Let me drag this away for now. So this is node 4. This is node 3. Let's get this here. Shrink this a bit. Shrink this a bit. And node 2. Yep, this is node 2 and we have node 1. So this is the person with wallet 1. So this is the four of you now, each of you on your own nodes. So you need to run this command which I just copied, which is this. You need to run this command at the same time. So probably you guys can just set up a time by 10 would all run this command. So I can now copy this. Each of you would have this because I sent you the URLs. So you all have that. Or you could paste that and drop it in the group, which it would still work. So this is it. Oh, I forgot to run sudo. So let's add a sudo, paste in the command and run. So as you can see, this is it. It's now waiting for other pairs. So as you can see, this is the first wallet. So imagine I run mine by 10. I could just leave this running for like maybe 2 hours just to give those that might either run it late or not, that as soon as I run it, I just turn that off. I could leave this on and let my system be on while I try to reach out to others. Hey, I've actually run mine, so please do well to run yours. So user 2 now decides to, the person with the second wallet now decides to, oh, we forgot to do sudo again. Oh, escape. I fixed this on. I've gone full screen. How do I get rid of this? Oh,
The escape button should help you.
yeah, I'm pressing that, but it's not. How do I? Always on top. Aha, I've moved it to my. I'm coming, please. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Let me just close that. Let me just close it. I think I've, okay. So let me just open that again. Sorry about that. Let me CD into it. So wallet 2 had an issue, decided to CD back into wallet 2 and CD into this folder. So you need to be in the folder you cloned. You need to be in that folder, not in the directory you created. Remember, I just created this directory to signify the wallets. So, but for you, you don't need to make any wallet directory. So all you just need to do is to sudo and then paste in the command. Just watch this second terminal, the first one, watch this. As soon as I hit enter, watch this. This would respond. So as you can see, it has responded connected to pair 1 of 3. As you can see, is now connected, and this here would now show that both the first address and the second are now connected. As you can see, connected to 1 of 3. So this wallet by itself, there are 4, but you would notice 1 of 3. This is 1, 2, 3. So 1 of 3, this is 1 out of the 3 of them. So it is not being included. So here also 1 of 3, this is 1, 2, 3, and this is 1. Same also, we decided to reach out to wallet 3, sudo, and then paste that. Watch the terminal here. They would respond, as you can see, connected to pair 2 of 3, 2 of 3, and 2 of 3. So this is how you set it up. So we could clear the logs and then sudo. Remember, the command you are running is this. This is what you are running. If you want me to go back a bit and take this step again, please feel free so you could understand better. So that's the command you are all running. As soon as I hit enter, let's watch that. This should change. You would see, watch, as you can see, it says all pairs are connected, all pairs are connected, all pairs are connected. So I can now bring this here and click on continue, continue, and yes. So let's just wait. You should see this end with a message showing exhaust. Good, successfully completed the DKG ceremony. Resolving URL successful. Why did this fail? Try again. Okay, yes, okay, so this is it. Good. So as you can see, now for this, we can now come back here. I can go back one step. So this is it. As soon as they are all connected, you can click on continue. So it says what? A deposit data.json file. This contains the information needed to activate the validator on the Ethereum network cluster. The Ethereum network, we have the cluster.log file contains information needed for the Chevron operated distributed pairs. Then we have your validator keys folder. Excuse me. If you remember where we did the Holisky, where's the URL? Holisky Launchpad, where we actually staked. Okay, we used that of Hoodie. If you could remember, we generated our validator key, but that was individually. But now we have ended up generating our validator key as a group. So this is, if you could remember in the previous class, I think on Friday, you could go back to watch the video where we learned how to create our validator key. But this was created for us. We can continue. Let's just select anyone. And so this is where you actually put in how many validators. So for us, it's just one. And you paste in your address and every other thing follows. So this is it. Let's now, so it now says once all Chevron clients communicate every other thing, upon successful key generation, each participant will receive a copy of the validator activation and the exit data to activate this validator. Please agree upon one participant. So one person has to deposit the key. Remember, if you deposit the same validator key twice, you would actually get penalized for that. So one person has to deposit that validator key. That's the data.json file that was generated. So we can click on continue to deposit or to dashboard. Let's continue to deposit. And it is now requesting for the deposit data.json file. So, which is this? Let's now agree on wallet 2. So we can now get rid of, because if you check here, if you cd into /chevron, if you ls, can you see that we have the Chevron, the private key, the cluster lock, and the deposit data and the validator key. So every other person here has the same key, but now we need one person to deposit the key. So let's close that and bring in our, yes, so we need one person to deposit the key, which is this guy here. So let's cd into .chevron and you can ls. So this is the key. Remember, this is our server. So how then do we upload this? All we need to do now is to download this key, these two keys, to our local system. So let's download that. So I can exit, right? I think let me, okay. Yeah, we can exit and let me get the, so we can do that by running this command, copy, I think so this is the command. So it was kind of long, so I just had to create, oops, okay, yeah. So this is it, we just scp-p, which is 222-r. Then this is the node, the server system, and the IP. Then this is the directory, wallet 2 Chevron Distributed Validator Node. It's in the ./Chevron, and this is what we need. And this, you could always search for this, how to download something from the server, a file from the server to your local system. That was what I did. So you don't need to cram this. So let's put it in the downloads and in let's call it new, or let's just put it in the downloads. I think let me get rid of the old one that was there. So permit me to delete that. And so downloads, I think I had those keys there. Let me delete the previous one. And yep, good. So let's now, so this is it. We have now downloaded this file and these other files. So these two files, if you notice, they are in these validator keys. So these two files, that is why you did not see this folder name. This is a folder and this is a file. So this is what actually got downloaded. If we check our downloads, we should see that. So this is the file and this is those two files that actually got downloaded. And what next? We now need to upload our JSON file, which is this. So you select this and then we now click on open. So it says beacon chain is down, please try again later. So this is Holiski. Holiski is also down on Lido CSM. So as soon as you're done, if this were to be mainnet or Hoodie, as soon as you're done, you just connect your wallet, read through the summary transaction, and then you confirm and you're good to go. So as soon as you have that, as soon as you're done with that, or preferably before you do this, you can set up your own node. You can run your own node individually. So each of you will either decide to run your node with it pillar or it docker or Stereo, whichever one. You would now set up your own nodes individually. So please, do we have any question before we go further? Do we have
Unfortunately, I suppose I have question, but unfortunately, I will be on. I'll be jumping on another call. But the recording will be available, right?
Yes, it will be available.
Okay. Hopefully, I will just watch the recordings and then. But I'm just sad at myself that I don't have most of the requirements just to be doing this in real time, regardless of how it comes out to it. Because I believe that we learn more in doing more than just listening and looking at it.
Yes. So
But, I believe
you go,
before the end, and then I don't know if there will be a follow-up. If there will be a follow-up.
Yeah, before you leave, what we'll be doing is that let me just pass the information. We'll be creating we'll be pairing up individuals to run nodes. So that will be like your node, your own node-a-thon. You know the way they have hackathon, so we also have our own. If there's any word like that, node-a-thon. So where we pair you in twos and then we'll give you server credentials to run and monitor the node for like a week. So and then Monday, Wednesday, Monday and Wednesday, if you have any question or error, you could jump on the call and then we debug it. Then by Friday, you would present the metrics, your performance, the node setup, your reward. How many rewards have you been able to generate? And then so we grade it, and from there you can now have your certificate of attendance, the POAP. Just in case we have any other thing or a protocol trying to set up a node, we can easily just reach out to you because you have that POAP showing that you actually partook and you know what you're doing. So would not just be giving out the nodes anyhow. Would actually direct them to people that have these POAPs with them. So we'll be giving out server credentials so that you go all
Okay. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. I love this. I have been on this call, but the call I'm jumping on, I'm supposed to be the anchor. So that's it.
Okay.
Then the suspend this. The next steps will be on the Telegram group so that I can follow when I come back, right? For this thing that you just said.
Okay.
We may
yes.
To the end.
No. By Wednesday, we'll be prepping and then creating. The website should be up and everything, and the flyer, and
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So do we have any questions? So from here, the next processes are just simple step. Then you would now ask, okay, how then do we have the validator key? If you could remember with Gnosis, where we could import our validator key there, right? So as soon as one person have deposited this, so your validator key would now, the next process here would ask for your Chevron requirement and all that. So all you just need to do is to put that in, and then you would now stake your validator key on your machine. So let me bring up mine. Let me see. Let me take that off screen. cd cat node ssh, and oops, my IP is on that. How do I do this? Let me see. I'm thinking of how do I show you this thing without revealing my IP address, because the call is recorded. So, but by the way, would go through this also on Wednesday, just in case you want to go into a distributed validator or for your competition and all that, and for your hands-on workshop. So the main aim is for you to have experience running this stuff doing it as a group, doing it alone, setting it up, and then monitoring these things. So we'll be bringing out the criterias, the requirements, and how long you should have it running, and the client you should set up. So just have it random. So whichever one you pick, if you pick the harder one, you would have to go through that. But yeah, it's just for you to have fun. So any question, any question, any question? Any question?
Sorry, I don't know. I'm pretty much tempted to like give this a try. Though I've had one of the issues with the excuse I have is my system, right? The requirement of my system, which is not thinking of getting a new system to like since I have this resources is something I can try when I have a new system. But I don't know if
Yeah.
it's something I can still give it a try in as much as my system is filled up
Yeah.
when I the Windows operating system as well. So,
Yeah. Please do. Like, it would actually make you more perfect. Please do. So that by the time we split you up and then you're done, you would actually get your PWAP. And yeah. So the advantages of the PWAP is just so that when we're giving out nodes or to like have to, because this is not just ending here. The class might end next week, but it is not just ending here. As soon as we have other programs, you would not be starting from scratch. So you just going to actually running these things yourself. So we just only know your location and then we build these things to you. So that will be it. But please do, and if you have any question, drop them in the group. I would also be dropping the links to some helpful documentation for this, and also Obol. Let me see. Poliski. I don't know. Hoodie is supposed to be active here. I don't know why. Holiski has been having issues. Holiski has been having issues. So, but probably by Wednesday, we should be doing that with Hoodie and also setting up the groups. So any question, any question? And this is last week you did, was it last week? Friday. Today is Monday. Yes, Friday. So you did eat Docker and eat Pillar. So these are just command lines that you could use to set up your nodes. So we could do this with AI. Let's just have fun. Where are you? Let's just have fun and play with AI. So let me SSH into my server and then
Good evening, sir. Quick one, sir.
yeah,
Please,
evening.
I couldn't help but overhearing you said you did how to load those are out their co-op or those are end their co-op.
Yeah, like this is for if you have partook in the workshop right from onset and then you join the final stage of whereby we split individuals to participate. Yeah, we would actually be giving out PWAPs. So how PWAPs works is that it's like an there's a full name for it. Let me search for that.
For paternal protocol.
Yeah, for exactly, yeah. So that's it. Once you have that, when next we are doing something, and then the requirement might just be those that have that PWAP. I've actually gotten a PWAP for something, and then when there was like a gate fee to get to that place, with my PWAP, I got like a 50% discount. So those are the advantages for PWAPs. And also, what we are doing, we are setting up nodes around Nigeria. So it would be that only those that have, we can't give out the nodes to someone that's not taking this workshop. So definitely would actually go to those who have apps first before we probably organize another training if we want to have more nodes.
So this nodes, is it like a permanent thing or?
Yeah, it's a permanent, like you keep running them for, you
Sorry
just
that
keep
I'm
running if you
asking too
wish to.
much questions. I'm so sorry. I have to ask.
No, that's fine, that's fine.
Okay. Like when you say node, do you mean the hardware or you're just going to give us like
Yes.
the server that we are going to connect to or something?
No, the hardware, the main thing is the hardware. We need it. If we all gather the hardware in a centralized location, by the time the power or the network goes down, all the whole node would go down at the same time.
Yeah.
So that's why we're having them probably. And again, the weather condition, if we all have them in Lagos, if there's probably flood or rain or something,
Yeah.
it would be down. So that's why while there's rain in Lagos, we might have it in Jos, Abuja, into there's a high tendency that rain would not be falling at the same time all over Nigeria in the same.
Cool.
So yeah. So if we have this distributed validator, if rain is falling in two places and then we have so many nodes other places, we would not be worried.
Yes, that's really amazing.
Yeah. Any other question? Let's just interact. I think our time, we still have like 30 minutes more. Let's interact. I'm trying to set up my terminal. I've not really used this terminal for a long time. No, I'm not coding. Yeah. So I think this AI should be able to use this. So
I think because for me, I'm on the what's it called? I'm on the protocol engineering track, right?
okay.
Yeah, so I think having to understand how this stuff works is part of the job. Yeah.
Hmm.
Because if we're going to
Yeah,
be building
that's
clients, you have to like test them out and stuff like that.
okay. You build these stuffs.
No, I don't do. No, but at least I want to be able to contribute to these clients at some
Oh,
point.
that's great. Like they are all open source. Like feel free. That's why the more you play with them, there are things you would want to change. There are things you will feel it should be done this way, or you might find a bug. You can just go there and contribute to it yourself. So this is, I think I was able to SSH into my terminal, and then the first command I gave it was using it docker install and run a node. Then I gave it this command. I think should I proceed or create a plan? Let's see what plan it comes up with. Okay, I don't have good. I have docker installed, and so this is just using a terminal, using AI. Please make sure you do this yourself. We are just having fun here. That's why we're making use of AI. So this is it. These are the commands, and yeah, we can clone this CD, and we can now run the job.
Sorry, Casey, what are you trying to do here?
Trying to set up a node using an AI. How do I tell this AI to continue? It's been long I used this shell. So do I change it to this? Okay, continue with the process. So this is the AI. It's trying to I told it to use its Docker to install the node. So I don't want to go through this myself. I should have probably just copied this. So this is the whole setup, and I can use its Docker to install, and we have usage. Oh, this is where I should have given it the installation guide. I hope I gave it the right link. So Docker, and then yeah, let's run this command. requesting for password. Is that, let me copy this quick start guide and then give it to it. So this is how sometimes you just use AI. Let's wait for that to run. And then, so this is just the fun of it. So this is it's Docker. It also makes the installation process like very easy. You can use this. This is importing your validator key and all that stuff. And then you have your hardware requirements, the kind of system you should use, your network configuration, port forwarding, all that stuff, and the SSH Linux security. So this is all what we have been doing, but we did not go through this part. If you notice sometimes, like for me, just watch this. Once I do this, the moment I hit enter, I just log into my node. This is it. This is the create an SSH key, copy it to the system, and then you get to log in without the password. So that's just it. And this is the whole procedure. So if you wish to do that, you can also find that in the documentation. Same also with 8pillar. This is a one-line command, and then you have like a GUI, but this is how it looks. And then you just select the execution, consensus, and your validator client, and then you just click, and then it's installed. So these are also tools. You can also do this manually. You can also do this using 8pillar. So these are just tools for you to leverage.
Okay, yeah, Casey. So,
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I have not been really consistent with classes, but the drive, right? Does it hold up all of the information I need to like help me pull me back in track?
Yes. Yes.
All right.
So this is it. We are now actually told it to continue. So this is the whole process. We should have this running, install the node, configure, and do all that stuff for us. So using AI. So that's just the fun of it. But yeah, make sure you do this manually. You understand how it works. You could also try to set up Ethereum. This is the installation. I've also gone through this myself. I've also tried this. You just go through the manual installation. This is it, prerequisites, configuring node, installing execution, consensus, validator client. This is the procedure for every other thing. You just get to choose, you install, configure, choose consensus, install, configure, choose, and that is the whole process over and over and over again until you get better, you know how to debug these tools, and yeah, you have fun. So this is it. This is doing it manually. So you get to read all these things and then try them yourself, configuring the node. As you can see, you install, you configure, install, configure, and you have fun. So that is it for distributed validator. Holinsky is having issues. We would have continued with it, but every other process is just a straightforward process. The main ones were the one we did where we generated the ENR, joined the validator, and yeah. So as you can see, we now have two clusters. I created this one initially, and this was the one we have. So you can always click on it, open it. As you can see, operator, active validator. After you deposit and your node is running, it would now be active. So this is it, pending activation. As you can see, it's as simple as that. So I hope we enjoyed that. Do you want to call it it? Yes, call it yes. Yep. So what next? Let's now continue. So as you can see, it has done that. So let's get the logs. Let me tell it to get the logs. Oh, It's telling me to run this. Copy. No configuration provided yet. Okay. So let's say configure a node set up. So this is it. As you can see, we can now select hoodie or the other testnet, Gnosis chain, Sepolia, and others. So let's go with hoodie. So this is Ethereum node consensus execution and validator client, Ethereum RPC, Lido compatible, validator clients only, SSV node. Let's go with the first one. So this is it. What's our combination? I've had issues with JavaScript, with Java, so I would not try Teku. Let's go with Nimbus, Rust. Let's go with Lighthouse and Ret, Netherbind, Ret. Let's go with Ret. And what is the URL for your CRI checkpoint sync provider? Right click to paste. This is it. Let's just go with it. Do you want to use MEV Boost? No. Do you want to use the Grafana dashboard? Yes. What is the address you want the transaction reward to be sent to? So as you can see, this is all done with AI and we are using it pillar. So don't try this at home. Just do this for fun, but don't try this for our actual class, else we would find out. Right click to paste, which is say right click to paste. NS address, you can try again to cancel client. Okay, so what is the address you want the transaction reward to be sent to? Right click to paste. I don't know why I'm having issues to paste. Cannot paste. Not be an ENS. Right click to paste. Oops, now I'm having issues trying to paste in my wallet address. Let me just cancel. Let's see. So, oh, I copied the wrong thing. No wonder. Let's copy that one more time. The NS and Lighthouse Red. Okay. Oh, no. Let's go. Yes. And it says right click, share session. Good. It actually worked. And Grafana wants to send your blogs. Top Charon Graph. Send with your blogs. Let's just keep that. Good. So this is it. It's now installing, and then we should have everything set up. So the AI can now manage if there are errors, it would fix it, it would check and fix everything for us. So this is just using AI. Please, once more, never try this at home or on your on your live notes. So any other question before we call it a day? We're just having fun now. I think we are done. So
Yes,
we are
sir. The
just
link
having fun.
to the docs by yourself.
Okay, yeah, I dropped it in the group.
Okay, sir.
Let me on the Ethereum node operation. We have this here. Oops, I sent that of the security. Coin cashew. This is it. Copy this. Quick start. Copy that. Paste here. And yeah, so I think we have come to the end of this. I would actually shut this down because as you can see, it's actually installing fine and it's working properly. So it will set up both Grafana, do everything, All I just need is to tell it the command I want, and then it will do everything for me. So now I think I'll just stop this and tell it to uninstall. So it's no longer needed. Let's now uninstall it. So as you can see, it's pulling down everything. Take that out. Oh, it's still pulling. RM, GitHub. What are you pulling? So I guess as soon as this is done, we should get rid of every other thing. So yeah, we have come to the end of this session. It's less. So I think I've gotten rid of that myself. Okay, so as you can see, these are all the wallets we had created. Yes, quit. So any last question before we call it a day? Any question? I think at this junction, we have come to the end of today's session. Do well to practice and go over the videos again. By Wednesday, you would get more details and how the Nodathon would actually run out. I hope there's a word like that, Nodathon. Probably it was invented by Casey Pele. Hopefully. So yeah, see you guys in the next class and enjoy the rest of the night. Yeah, good night.